Hey, how's it going everyone? And on today's episode, we are finally going to be looking at the Merrow signature 7-string guitar, the Mark III from Schecter. Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. And if you're a new viewer, you see the red box that says subscribe, go ahead and click that. It helps me out, helps the channel out, and we get to check out some cool stuff together. And again, for everyone who has been coming back time and time again to check out these videos, you all are awesome. And again, thank you all just so much. It makes my day. Now, side note, it has been a long time since I uploaded a video. I started a new position with the company I work with, and my hours are absolutely insane. But fear not, it hasn't gone totally to work. I have been working on messing with actual mixing and messing with EQs to make the demos better for you all. And I think that I might go on ahead and start doing the behind the scenes videos again. Just something a little bit more easier to make and keeps you all informed and gives me something to do. So let me know down in the comments below if that's something that you're interested in me doing or continuing. Alright, so for everyone who clicked on the video, you're here to see this thing. Now this is one of Merrow's kind of middle of the road signature guitars. Now I have to admit, I have always heard the name Merrow, but it wasn't until recently that I actually became familiar with his work and how he is just so inspirational and his creative writing and how he just comes up with so many amazing guitars. Again, this is kind of like the middle of the road version. He does have a more premium version of his signature guitar, but this one was interesting. And I'll tell you a little bit from my perspective on why that is. Because it's just different. Like most of the time, when it comes to a 7-string guitar, it tries to go a little too far on one side or it doesn't go enough. And I think that with this guitar, Keith has managed to kind of hit that middle ground just right. Alright, so I went on ahead and I made a demo for this guitar. I decided to do something a little bit different and I decided to drop tune it so it's tuned to drop A. First time I've ever written anything like that. I'm using the Merrow DSP Bossy for the plugin, and let's just go on ahead and see what this thing sounds like in a mix. Alright, so what did you think about that? I really tried to make it as clear as possible on how different this guitar sounds to a lot of the other guitars that I do have. There's something about this set of his signature pickups that I'll talk to you about more in a second that make it stand out amongst all the other Fishmans that I've tried. So with that being said, let's go on ahead and talk about the specs of this guitar. Okay, so I'm just going to work from the top all the way to the bottom and talk to you about the specs, what it all holds, and kind of my personal opinions about some of these things. So starting right off the bat, it does have Schecter's locking tuners. It actually does have luminlay side dots, so if you want to play at night, that's not a problem whatsoever. It does have, from what it looks like, black binding, not only on the body but also on the neck. It has an ebony fretboard with stainless steel jumbo frets. It is a 25.5 scale length, and the radius of the fretboard is about a 12 to 16. The inlays are something that I really do like on this guitar. I'll try and show you a close-up as best I can. They are, I have to look it up, they are offset reverse aluminum circle blacked out circles. but they look really killer. I really do like how when it comes to inlays that we'll try to do something different. Some things when it comes to the inlays, for me personally, I feel like some guitar companies, they just seem a little too tacky. I don't know, maybe that's just my personal preference. I like something that's very simple and efficient and doesn't really, like, I guess, clutter up the fretboard, because this fretboard, I have to say, for an ebony fretboard, is very, very nice. I actually think it's better than the Jackson I have. There's just something about it that's very clean and sleek. So I don't know what Schecter is doing, but their ebony boards are amazing. They're beautiful, they really are. Alright, moving down to Keith Merrow's signature pickups. So research shows that Keith Merrow, for a long time, he used passive pickups until he became a Fishman Fluids artist. And then for this set, he tried to find a nice balance between the humbucker and an active sound. As you can tell, there's just only one knob, which means that they have taken away any of the other voicings, and it's just the volume. That's it. It's set to the high gain stage, and it works very, very well. I do appreciate the minimalistic aspect of this guitar. There are some guitars I have that whenever I'm playing it, I'll hit something. This, however, is really nice. I love this setup where it's just literally the volume and a three-way switch, and that's all you need. At least for me personally. I love this aspect. Now, speaking about these pickups again, I have to admit, when I plugged it in and I compared it, and maybe I'll do that in another video, but I could tell that there was something different with these pickups. It's hard to explain through words exactly, but my best shot is that it sounds more of a total aspect than anything else. Like, you can clearly hear the notes a little bit better with these pickups than just with the other Fishman moderns. And the neck is actually a three-piece maple neck through. It has mahogany wings to help the body carry the tone, and of course, as you can see, it does have a gloss finish to it, which is nice. The Telesto gray, that's what they're calling it, it's different. It's not too metal per se, but it's an overall, it's nice. Like, this guitar definitely stands out amongst all the other guitars. It's not anything crazy, but just the color and the design is enough for it to stand out. Now, for the bridge, it is a hipshot bridge, and I'll say this, even though it's not an Evertune bridge, for some reason, I don't know what hipshot is doing, but this guitar has stayed in tune longer than a lot of my other guitars without an Evertune. It's crazy. With a 7-string, and as much as I was playing on it, like, it just stayed in tune. I don't know if it's a mixture of the hipshot and the locking tuners. I don't know, but for some reason, this thing does stay in tune for a long, long time. Now, going back to the neck, this is a comfy, thin C shape, and I have to say, for a 7-string guitar, the neck profile feels really thin, but it's not super thin. So you do have a little bit of, I guess, grasp on the back to it, so it's not paper thin, but it does feel very nice as well. So there's only one, maybe two negatives, and these are all personal opinions. So take with it what you will about this guitar. The first thing is that, as I said before, when it comes to extended scales, I think that this one would have been better in a multi-scale configuration. It's nice as it is, it's clean, it's sleek, it plays well, but I just feel like with a 25.5 scale length and having a 7-string, I just feel like it would have been just a little bit better having it in Van Fret. But again, that's just my personal preference, my opinion on that. But the other thing that I have to talk about, and this is probably the biggest thing, and that is the weight of this guitar. This guitar is really, really heavy. Like, almost compared to my Matt Heafy's Les Paul type heavy. This thing has neck dive, and if I just wear it, like, you'll see it already go, it's like slouches, and it just keeps going down. So it is a very heavy guitar. I don't know if it's just due to the neck through construction or the headstock, but it does have a significant amount of neck dive to it. So the question is, what do I think about this guitar? overall, I have to look at the price point and the guitar and the specs itself. Does the close to $1,400 match what you actually get? And it's a very, very tough call for me personally, because about at that price point, there are some things within that range that I could get all the specs that I'm looking for. But again, this is a signature guitar. This is another artist's take and what he likes. So I have to look at it through that aspect, and I think that at this price point, it's pretty good. It's really tough. I mean, there's so much about this guitar that just makes sense. You don't find it anywhere else, and when you're playing it, like, you can tell like it's a high quality guitar. It really is. There's just minor things that me personally I would have changed, but again, that's my own personal preference. So take what you will with that. It's hard to say is yes or no if the $1,400 is too high, too low, because I mean, you get a beautiful guitar, stainless steel jumbo frets, you get illuminated side dots, you get his signature pickups, so you get locking tuners, and a 3-piece neck through construction. I mean, it's really hard to find those specs on anything less than maybe, I'd say about the same price. So take what you will with that, but again, I appreciate you coming and checking out the video. And if you like this video, please go ahead and click the like button, share this video. You know, we're trying to grow to at least 1,000 subscribers as fast as possible. So if you know someone who might be interested in this guitar, or someone that you just want to share this video with, please do so. It helps me out a lot, and I'm excited to show you guys some of the other stuff that I've been working on. There's some things that you'll hear about more in the behind the scenes episode that I'll post maybe later on. I just want to get this video done. I know it's been a while. I know I've been a little MIA, and I apologize for that. Hopefully I have everything set so making videos will be a lot easier. And again, it's good to be back. I can't wait to see what we get to mess with in the future. But again, thank you all so much for coming by, and I will see you all in the next video.